We got some snow today, but the thing I want to draw your attention to is I got some IP cameras installed around the house. That's the one looking outside at my garage and the backyard gate entrance. I think I paid $70 for it or something plus shipping. It's a good camera. And there's another one in the living room. That one there, that's fairly new. But the thing I don't like about those two is that you need to use a specific Android or iOS app to access those. So you can't really do a lot. I mean, like the one outside will let me set it up so it can email me any photos if there's motion detected. This one inside will not even email me anything. It's always asking me to use some kind of Chinese cloud service, and that's because that one's a cheap one. It's probably like $20, and I guess it's always pitching me to buy the cloud service from the company. So they're cheap, but they're not that versatile, to say. That's why for my next surveillance project, I've made this. This is a normal webcam, an old one. This is a Logitech webcam that I glued to this 3D printed tilt and pan mechanism that uses two small size servo motors. And as a controller, it uses an Arduino Nano clone down there. Both are connected to a USB switch or hub, and also the Arduino power to the servos comes from a separate 5-volt power supply, that one there. And the Arduino sketch is pretty simple. It just sets up the both servo motors to pins 5 and 6 and uses pole width modulation, and all it does, it collects values from the serial port running at 9600 baud rate, and it just parses the code looking for integer values, and then it constrains the values to be 0 to 180, and then it sets the angular positions on the servos, and then it echoes back the values after it's done that, so you can pretty much feedback the actual position. That's on the Arduino side. And the actual program that I wrote, this is the actual program, and it's a Visual Studio C# program that has this video live stream window here, element embedded, and then a serial port select combo box, and a connect disconnect buttons, and then up, down, left, right buttons that in the form all they do is to just down here you got to see the left, and it uses a public or global variable and just increments that plus a delta value. So it's just adding, subtracting every time you click on those. There's a subroutine called servo position that's actually taking care of the values sent to the Arduino. So it will get the values pin and tilt, and it will concatenate them into a string and write that into the Arduino. And it will do that until it get a response that equals the value. So this is just to make sure that the actual camera moved. So if the Arduino is not connected, it will just stay in this loop. I could probably put a timeout value or something later on, but for now this is an asynchronous task that runs separate from the rest of the UI. And when the firm loads, it will look at all the serial ports that are attached to the laptop, and then populate the combo box with those. Then if it's not, there is no ports, it will close the app, So, you know, you gotta have some serial ports connected if you wanna run this, of course. And then it'll start the video capture device to stream. Enable, you know, it's got some try catch error exceptions structures on the load form in case something happens. It's pretty much it. It will open the serial port, close the serial port, write values to the servos, and then close the program. You click that, and then move up, move left, up, down, right. That's pretty much it. And once compiled into a binary, I just made a icon on the desktop, and all I have to do is, you know, call that. But the cool thing here is I'm using Chrome Remote Desktop, so if I have another computer remotely connected to that, I can always click on my Chrome Remote Desktop and look at my computers listed. This is the one I'm gonna connect to. This is this one here. It's gonna prompt me for my PIN number. Of course, that is something I set priorly. So I installed Chrome and added the remote desktop plugin to Chrome. So as soon as you connect it, you can see the same desktop here. So I can go there and click on this one here, and it will, the first thing it will do, it will prompt me for that. It will ask me if I want to connect to which web camera. That's a built-in camera. I don't want to connect to that because that is not going to be moving. I want to connect to the Logitech camera, which is this one here. And I can just, you know, ignore that. Yeah, click on that. Yeah. Okay, that. You get that annoying message that you want to stop sharing. Of course, if this is something that's going to be remotely, no one's going to be at this laptop. Laptop's going to be set to always be on. And the next thing I want to do is I want to connect to my serial port where the Arduino is connected to, which is COM5, and I connect to it, and then I can jog the camera or pan, and that's the cool thing. I mean, I can change this to whatever behavior I want. So far, I'm able to use my Chrome Remote Desktop for this. I can probably, you know, add emailing capabilities to it if I want. On the downside, it needs to be connected to a laptop, but it was really inexpensive because this, I paid like $2 for this, and the servos, I had them lying around from a previous project that I used 4 of them, so I got 2 extra and decided to use them here. So 3D printed fixture cost me, well, just the filament. And the downside is I have an additional web camera that I can use at will. And the cool thing about Chrome Remote Desktop is that you can install it in your Android phone and use it the same way you're using it on Windows to manipulate your remote computer. And you can also have, you know, we can probably open another instance and use the other webcam if you want, but so far I'm satisfied with the results. I'm going to be using this during my vacation because I want to look around the house from another angle, and this here, it's something I can later on, you know, add features to it. Well, hope you liked the video and stay tuned for more.